Hello and welcome everyone. This is BRAD, and today we're going to look at how to dimension shapes like, or parts like the one that I have on the screen that have arcs and holes. And so the thing that's common for both of these is that we have this circular shape, and of course for any kind of circular object we have a center. And so that's what we're going to use to dimension these. We need to dimension both the size of our arcs or our holes as well as the location of them. And again, we're going to use the center point to do that. So the first thing we're going to do is mark those center points. And so if you come into the Annotate tab on Inventor, one of the things you can annotate is the center mark. And so this is what we're going to use. We're going to click on this, and we come into the edge of one of our circles or our holes or arcs, and we just click on that, and it puts a little cross on there. It shows us right where the center of that circle is. This, of course, is only part of a circle, but there's still, that would be the center of that circle. And so I've marked that. We've got one over here too. I've marked all those center points. And so now I can kind of mark where that center is. And of course, I can also come in here in a minute and mark how big that circle is. So we'll go ahead and do location first. One thing with an arc is we always use that center point. We don't come to the edge of it. And so I'll show you what I mean with that here in a minute, but we'll go ahead and get the widths of this. And I'm just going to use datum dimensioning like usual, or is my preferred method. So if I come here, we'll go to this first. Actually, I don't want that there because that would be better on this view. So we'll get that one on this view. And then we'll get the horizontal location of that hole. We can go to the horizontal location of this hole. And then to get the overall width, we will go to this center mark. And I'll do a similar thing for the heights. I'll go here again, datum from here to that center point, and from here to that center point, and then I'll also get the overall depth. All right, so that's a lot of dimensions. We got all our center marks, locations dimensioned for the width and the depth. We haven't done heights yet. So let's go ahead and do the heights, and then I'll make sure I didn't miss anything. So as I said, it might be tempting to do an overall height from here to here. But this, as we can see from this view, is actually a curved top. So what we do instead is we actually do our overall height going to this center point like that. We don't dimension to a curved surface like this. So we have that. There's also this height over here, which I'm going to do on that view just so it's on the view where it's a profile, looking for those L corners instead of T junctions. And then that's pretty well it. That should be our dimensioning for our heights and our depths and our widths. Looks like actually I should get the depth of this, which is best on this view. So I did miss that. You get that in there. And I think we're set here. We have the overalls, we have to each hole. But we do need to get the size of these arcs. Like, how big is this arc? How far over does it come? How much above the center point is this here? So to do arcs, it's pretty simple. We already have the dimensioning tool. We just click on the arc, and that will create this leader line that goes to a dimension that's like this R.38. And what that's telling me is that this arc has a radius of 0.38. If I needed to know the actual overall height, it would be the height to the center point plus the radius would give me the height as the highest point. And so I can do a similar thing over here. We just dimension to that. And this is where This is actually a little bit crowded, and I maybe if I had planned it out better, could have found a better place to put this radius. Um, I think I'm going to try to do it just maybe actually over here. It's crossing the object a little bit, but it's a little more clear what I'm pointing at. Then for the holes, we can actually use a different tool called the hole note. And so that's right here, hole and thread notes. So again, I'm going to click on that, and it's going to give me a notation that will tell me a couple things. This icon right in front tells us it's a diameter. So this one is a diameter of 0.25. The R tells us it's giving us a radius. This circle with a slash tells us diameter. And it tells us that this hole is 1 inch deep into this part. And which actually doesn't make sense because the part is only 0.75. So I'm actually going to change that note. I don't know why it did that. But I'm just going to change that to through, because that is a through hole. It's going all the way through the part. And so we're just going to put that on there to indicate that. And then I'll do another hole note for this one over here. I want to make sure I don't cross these leader lines. Make that one. And then the one thing I forgot to do, we can see on these views, we can see some holes. So typically we will add center lines to that to indicate that there are holes, not just hidden lines. And so that's this right here, this center line bisector. You click on the two edges of the hole and it'll create a center line right through it. It just helps show that that is a hole. It shows us the center point of it from a different view. I always like to dimension holes in the view that they appear as a circle. You could dimension to these are center lines, but I think the best view is to go to the actual center point on the view where you can see them as a circle or see them as an arc. All right, so that concludes this video on how to dimension holes and arcs. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.